All right, pregame thoughts, Padres and the Rockies. Obviously, we know last night was super disappointing. Now, today, it's one of those where you got to take advantage of this game, right? I know Cal Quantrill's on the mound, and it feels like, at least I get that feeling, where a former Padres on the mound, and it's like, okay, it's not going to go well tonight, right? He's probably going to go dominate the Padres. With AJ Preller, maybe, I don't know if he's at Petco, watching in the building. Seems like that's how it goes sometimes as a Padres fan. I'm sure there's a bunch of fan bases in baseball that say that, by the way. It's not just Padre fans. But anyway, today, though, with Dylan Cease on the mound and how well he has pitched for the Padres this year, you're facing the Rockies. Even with the win last night, they're not a good baseball team. And because you were given so many opportunities last night, got to come back with a win tonight when you couldn't cash in on that last night. It's one thing to lose, okay, when Randy Vasquez is the starter and he gives up, what, 5 earned runs? That's what his line was? Okay. But when it's a Dylan Cease game and you're facing the Rockies, that's where it becomes, okay, inexcusable. I know there's plenty of Padres fans that said last night, inexcusable loss, that many walks and bases loaded opportunities, and many people were pissed off at Manny last night, and I get it. He has had a bad year so far. But today, I guess it depends on how the game goes, but today feels more like you can't lose this game. You can, but you can't, if you know what I'm saying. Here's the lineup. Arise, he's at second, so Bogey gets a DH day. Tatis is in right, Crony's at first, Manny's at third, Profar, and then Bogarts, Merrill, Campy, and Kim. So it's your A lineup, I guess, right? Because Donovan Solano, he could be a part of that at some point this year, maybe. But, I mean, these are your guys. And facing off against Cal Quantrill, who so far this year, 3.94 ERA, 31 punch outs. But you look at Dylan Cease, again, look, doubled pretty much the amount of strikeouts that Quantrill has, 2.19 ERA. It's just not super close. I'm not saying Quantrill has sucked this year. It's not a 6 ERA. But I think every Padre fan agrees here, this is a game the Padres should win. It's one thing when Vasquez was pitching. It's another thing when you got Dylan Cease pitching, right? So we'll see. My Underdog Fantasy pick, lower half first inning hits allowed. And then I have Sean Bouchard, no runs scored. So lower half runs. WNBA starts tonight, so there's more pick'ems there on Underdog. And then the PGA Championship this week. And so later this week, there's going to be some options for that. So you can check out Underdog Fantasy. Click that link in the description there for that. But yeah, give your thoughts. How do you feel about tonight? And how are you feeling right now? It wasn't that long ago, this weekend, where they took the series from the Dodgers. I think sometimes we got to take a step back and, maybe we shouldn't take a step back until the series is over and we know that we won this series against the Rockies. Because if the Padres don't, then it's not going to be like, oh, let's take a step back then. And the Padres, they just beat the Dodgers. No, we're going to say we just lost a freaking series to the Rockies. You take a step forward, but then you take a step right back. That's not what great teams do. Great teams, they build on that. So it's really kind of like a wait and see right now. Matchup wise, let's see. Have any Padres really done much against Cal Quantrill? Not a ton of at bats. Arise 23 at bats, and that's not the best average, especially when you're Luis Arise. So we shall see, but not a big sample size there, and not a big sample size on the Rocky side either. Obviously, with Dylan Cease being with the Chicago White Sox for his whole career before coming to the Padres. So bullpen situation. I mean, there's still that question, right? Of okay, so how are the Padres going to be able to get to Robert Suarez? That's the key. Because when you get to Robert Suarez, you're going to win the game. But it's getting there. Plenty of guys did not pitch yesterday. Peralta, De Los Santos, Kolek, Brito. So bullpen, Suarez, obviously, it should be in good shape. Hopefully Dylan can go 7. Most guys I wouldn't be setting that expectation for. But he's Dylan Cease. He's facing the Rockies. So that's definitely what I'm hoping for here.